Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, fellow history enthusiasts, and curious minds, welcome back to Timeless Sagas. Today, we're diving into a rather controversial topic, but it's one that I believe will resonate with many of you. We're going to explore how the current state of the United States bears a striking resemblance to historical empires on the brink of decline. Now, before you grab your pitchforks and torches, let me assure you, this is not a doom and gloom prophecy. Instead, I want to draw parallels between historical events and our present-day society, so we can learn from the past and hopefully avoid repeating the same mistakes. So, without further ado, let's jump into the time machine and take a closer look at these ancient empires. First up, we have the Roman Empire, one of the most famous and influential empires in history. At its height, Rome controlled a vast territory, stretching from the British Isles to the Middle East. But as the saying goes, all roads lead to Rome, and eventually, all roads led to its decline. There were a myriad of factors that contributed to Rome's downfall, but several key issues stand out. One such issue was the empire's overextension. Rome had expanded its borders to a point where it became difficult to manage and protect them. As a result, the military became overburdened and the economy strained. The United States, too, finds itself in a similar position, with military forces deployed in over 150 countries and a national debt that has ballooned to over $28 trillion. Another factor in Rome's decline was the growing divide between the rich and the poor. The immense wealth generated by the empire became increasingly concentrated in the hands of a select few, while the masses struggled to make ends meet. Sound familiar? In the U.S., income inequality has reached alarming levels, with the top 1% of earners taking home a larger share of the nation's wealth than at any time since the Gilded Age. Of course, we can't forget about the infamous Roman bread and circuses. As unrest grew among the populace, the government attempted to pacify the masses by providing free food and entertainment. While we may not be receiving literal bread and circuses today, one could argue that modern distractions like social media, reality television, and even our political circus serve a similar purpose, keeping us entertained and pacified while the real issues go unaddressed. Next, let's travel to the once great Aztec Empire. The Aztecs were an incredibly advanced civilization, with sophisticated agriculture, architecture, and a complex social structure. However, they too fell victim to their own success. One key factor in their decline was their over-reliance on a single resource, in this case, human sacrifices. The Aztecs believed that the gods required a constant supply of human blood to maintain the balance of the world. Consequently, they waged war on neighboring tribes to capture prisoners for this grisly purpose. Now, the United States is not engaging in human sacrifice, at least I hope not, but we do have our own resource obsession, oil. Our dependence on oil has driven us to engage in costly wars and spark geopolitical conflicts, not to mention the environmental toll it's taken on our planet. Like the Aztecs, we've become so focused on securing this resource that we've neglected to explore alternative, more sustainable options. Let's hop over to another fallen empire, the Ottoman Empire. This empire endured for over 600 years and was a beacon of multiculturalism and religious tolerance. However, it too succumbed to internal and external pressures. One reason for its decline was its outdated bureaucracy. The empire's governing system became increasingly inefficient, bogged down by corruption and nepotism. Additionally, the once tolerant society became more conservative, stifling intellectual progress and innovation. The United States also grapples with bureaucratic inefficiencies and corruption, as well as deepening cultural and political divides that threaten our ability to adapt and progress. Finally, let's take a look at the Ming Dynasty of China. The Ming Dynasty saw great achievements in literature, art, and technology, but it too eventually crumbled. One major factor in its decline was its isolationist policies. The Ming Dynasty closed off its borders, limiting trade and cultural exchange with the outside world. This led to stagnation and a decline in innovation. The United States, while not outright isolationist, has seen a rise in nationalist and protectionist sentiments in recent years, which could hinder our ability to collaborate and learn from the global community. So, what can we learn from these historical empires? It's important to recognize the signs of decline and take action to address them. We must strive for a more equitable society, be mindful of our resource consumption, promote efficient governance, and foster openness and collaboration with the world. Remember, history doesn't have to repeat itself. By understanding the mistakes of the past, we can chart a better course for the future. So, let's continue to learn from these timeless sagas and work together to create a more prosperous, just, and sustainable world. Thank you for joining me on this journey through history. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to Timeless Sagas, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our future historical adventures. Until next time, fellow history buffs.